Aww. How often does this happen to you? You defrost your bird, right? You take it out of the freezer and put it up in the fridge and let it thaw out for the day. You get home from work all ready to cook chicken and it's still frozen solid. What do? I've got a solution for you. I can cook that chicken in less than an hour and a half. Stay tuned and find out how. So we'll take our frozen bird and get it out of the packaging. If your bird has what's called in the industry a diaper, with that little plastic thing that they stick in and it kind of soaks up the moisture, soaks up, well, all of this, run it under a little bit of warm water and you can slowly peel that off. That's really not something you want to cook. Get your bird in the pot. And then, like I said, you've got two options here. You can go with just, your commercial barbecue sauce. Gonna do about a cup of that, 2 cups of that, and a cup of water. Put on the lid, set it, and go. Or we can make our own barbecue sauce, which is what I'm gonna do. To do that, again, with your chicken, we're gonna add about a cup of onions. You can buy these onions pre-chopped. If you look in the freezer department with the frozen vegetables, you can actually buy a bag of chopped onions, which is real nice to keep in the freezer for doing stuff like this if you don't like chopping onions. From here, we're basically just gonna formulate a simple barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna go in with about 1/3 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. Homemade is best. About 1/3 of a cup of honey. Good healthy dollop of your favorite mustard. About a half a dozen cloves of garlic. Remember that pineapple juice I mentioned? It comes in little cans for doing stuff like this. Keep some of these in the pantry, they're super handy. I'm gonna do that instead of my water. If you like your barbecue sauce sweet, try another sweetener. We've got the honey in there. We'll do about 2 tablespoons of molasses. Go for some spices, maybe some cumin is nice. A little bit of sweet paprika, smoked paprika does real nice. Healthy grinding of black pepper. A good solid pinch of salt. You've got a whole chicken here. I'm calling it half a teaspoon. And then again, if you want, you can do some fresh tomatoes cut up in here. I like to keep my pantry well stocked so I can put together dinner when I'm hungry. This is just a can of diced tomatoes. Pop on the top, set this to seal. Once you've got your bird in the pot, then you have to program it to cook it. So what we're gonna do is set it to pressure cook for an hour. This is a 4-pound bird I've got in there. Figure 15 minutes a pound, we're looking at an hour. So we'll do manual, high pressure, and then you just hit the plus button a couple times and get it set. So I've got it set for an hour. And the 3 beeps let us know it's cooking. So at this point, I'll just let it sit for about another 10 minutes. It's cooling down. It's just holding it. It's in keep warm mode, it's called. I'm not gonna actually release this all the way for about 10 minutes. I'm just gonna kind of let it slowly cool down, slowly bring the temperature down, slowly bring the pressure down. And then after that 10-minute period, kind of like the rest period when you're cooking meat, which is exactly what we're doing, then I'll go ahead and knock this over and vent the steam. So let's go ahead and let this sit for another 10 minutes and then we'll pop it open and see how our chicken came out. Alright, so when we get to around the 10-minute mark, you can go ahead and, if you're afraid, I'd kind of nudge it over there and just let this vent out and let all that pressure out of there. You can't open this. I mean, it is a true pressure cook. You can't get this thing open if this thing has more than a couple pounds of pressure in it. So you do have to do this step. So go ahead and just let that gas off. That'll take probably 2 minutes. Once it stops hissing, it'll come right open. Like 2 minutes on the mark. I'll give you an idea of what we got. But the tomatoes are all well cooked. Look at that. Garlic is just cooked right down to nothing. But let's see if we can get this bird out of here in one piece. And there it is. What I want to do now is take what's in the pot and I'm going to just dump that off into a saucepan, and that's going to be the basis for our sauce. Nice thing about the Instant Pot too is that you can literally lift the cook pot out of here without a hot pad. That little bit stays cool on top. What I'm going to do with this is just take it and put it on the stove and boil it off a little bit and reduce the volume. And I'm literally just got all the liquid from underneath the chicken. I strained it out, and I've just got the liquid, and I'm just boiling that on high heat. And I'll let that reduce to about half of the original volume, and then that should be a nice sauce to serve over our chicken and rice. Now when the rice is done and it signals like that, go ahead and vent it right away. You don't need to do the slow cool down period. Just go ahead and vent it. We'll pop this open and dinner will be ready. Once it stops venting, you can scoop your rice, and in 6 minutes you've got awesome rice. Pour over a little bit of our reduced sauce. And you're ready to go. Bon appetit. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your barbecue chicken. So that's the first of my Instant Pot recipes. Well, the second if you consider the yogurt. But if you'd like to see me cook some more dinners in the Instant Pot, let me know. Leave a comment below, and I will put together some more recipes for the Instant Pot. Oh yeah, and if you need any help cutting up the chicken, make sure you check out my chicken carving video from about a year ago. But still holds true, chicken's a chicken. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.